What's up, guys? Keyshawn Uchiha here, back at you with another new Ultimate Universe What If. Sorry that I messed up right there, but this one is quite going to be an idea because let's say I've been doing my research, but also I've been watching some uh other What Ifs and stuff, and I had this bright idea. Now I forgot this. I think I forgot his name. Hold on. Yeah, I was watching Anime Ball right now, and I was watching his what if of what if Naruto was a werewolf. Had a werewolf dojutsu. Werewolf dojutsu, you could say. And I was thinking like, wow, that's pretty good. Like, I really like this, but let's do it in a way that it's kind of broken. Now, this is not going to be the same idea, but it's going to be a different idea. This will be, what if Naruto was a werewolf? Yeah, was a werewolf. Yeah, this would be good. And we're going to see how it will really go. Now, everything's going to be, well, if you want me to add some things into it, I will, but this would just be, what if Naruto was a werewolf? What the hell? And have the Sharingan. Because nothing can't go wrong with the Sharingan. Actually, no, let's take that back. Actually, yeah. What if Deku was a werewolf and had the Sharingan? Now, this will be a part one on One Trick Pony. If y'all like this, let's get this up to like, let's just say 30 likes. And yeah, we're going to start off small. 30 likes in. Uh, I will make another part two. I will make a part two later on tonight or tomorrow. Now, how would this happen? How would Naruto be a werewolf? How would he have the Sharingan? And how the hell can we break Naruto in this alternate universe? Well, lucky for y'all guys, I'm gonna tell y'all. Now this will be an 18 plus because this will contain a lot of violence to it. And possibly 6, give or take how I'm feeling, but this will have violence. Very bad violence. Now, how would this happen? We're gonna start with Minato and Kushina. Now Minato would be a Uchiha, but I defected Uchiha. Nah, Minato would be a Uchiha, and Kushina would be a werewolf. Which her clan, we're gonna say the Uzumaki had two Kinky Kinkais. The one with the chain ceiling, and we're gonna say the werewolf is actually not as a Kinky Kenkai or anything, but more like a as birth, as you'll be born as 1% chance. So there's not 50-50. It's only a 1% chance you'll have the werewolf gene to, enhance your ability and stuff. So you'll be strong at birth. And if it's a half moon, you'd be half strong. Well, if it's like half moon, and then if the moon is a full moon, you'd be like broken. But if it's like a half moon, you be like half broken. But I'll explain later. But pretty much, yeah. So Kushina will have that 1% wolf DNA. Well, no, actually, yeah, she will have that 1% wolf DNA. So yeah, uh, yeah, let's continue. So pretty much, Minato starts off. So of course, Minato will be a Uchiha, but he will pretty much be the first ever Uchiha who will become Hokage. Since it's been a while since anyone else become Uchiha. So the Uchiha will get recognition and get praised, and also praise Minato for becoming a Uchiha. I mean, being a part of the heritage and becoming a Hokage, which all the Uchihas will not resent him and be happy. And the Uchiha will, be profit, and they will start working things out, and stuff will start getting better. And also, you know, Uchihas will start getting better until the Nine Tails attack happens. Now, just everything goes as the same with the whole fight and stuff, but it will be different because Minato has a Sharingan, and he will pretty much whoop Obito much earlier. But due to Minato using chakra, yeah, he would still have to use the Reaper, Death Seal, And sadly, uh, Minato dies. We're gonna say Minato dies because Kuchina she would survive from the chakra drainage because, like I said, 1% wolf, what that 1% trait wolf. So yeah, she would survive, but sadly she would lose Minato and Naruto. But Kuchina's alive, so that's good. But let's continue. After that, this is where Kushina's in the hospital. Pretty much tired and exhausted, while you know Naruto is in her arms, and she's happy that she can see her son and she can be there for him and raise him. This is where Hiruzen will come in and say sorry for his loss and how she lost her love, which Kushina says it's okay and stuff, and begins to talk to Hiruzen and asks who's going to be the next Hokage, which this is where, of course, Hiruzen says, well, due to a lot of suggestions, this is this is where a shocking conclusion will happen, and this is where Danzo becomes Hokage. Yes, Danzo. Now I know what you're thinking. Danzo in this what if becoming Hokage? Man, this is gonna be a really crazy and interesting what if. And yes it is. It's gonna be quite an interesting what if. Now, due to Danzo knowing that Naruto is a nine-tailed Cherokee and not Kuchina anymore, this is where he will well start initiating his plans of what he's gonna do with Naruto. Now, we're just gonna say due to we're gonna say a little bit of time skip, and we're gonna start with a 5-year-old Naruto. Now, this Naruto will have pretty much he'll basically be a defect Uchiha. Now, you could say for a reason. I'm making him a defect for a reason. But this Naruto will be more in control. Will be you could say a little bit stronger than other kids and a little bit built different due to his 1% becoming a werewolf. I mean being a werewolf gene. Now Naruto will have the wolf ears and will have a tail, but it will have like 9 tails. Get the joke, but pretty much yeah, he will have 9 tails. Pretty much showing out. Now, due to that, everybody will know he's a nine-tailed Cherokee, but they won't know that he is, a werewolf, you could say. Now, Naruto will have a 10 times bigger appetite, and he will, he will have a big times appetite, and he will be much faster, stronger, and will have a better physical paralysis, and he will have a better dodging and stuff. So, yeah, no one's not going to be beating him as a kid, but let's continue. Pretty much this Naruto is still hated by the people. Well, not really hated by the people because we're gonna say Danzo doesn't since he's Hokage, he really didn't spread out the secret that Naruto is a nine-tailed Cherokee. People just think he's a some type of weird furry kid who likes to look like a werewolf. You could say with 9 tails. Now, due to that, this is where Naruto. Yeah, this is where Naruto will not be hated by the people whatsoever because Danzo is Hokage and he can't be having his Naruto Chichiriki be hated upon the people. And also, he wants to keep it a secret because he doesn't want Naruto to, you know, he wants to be the good guy in everybody's eyes. And Danzo does a little something different. He lets the Uchiha come back in the Leaf Village instead of separating them because he's planning something bigger now since he's Hokage. Now, of course, this is where Sasuke will be around the. Yeah. So Danzo will basically let the Uchihas back in the let the Uchihas back in the Leaf for reasons, and Naruto will be good friends with Naruto, you could say. And but I'm gonna have to change up the story a little bit. But yeah, the Uchihas be let back for reasons, for a reason. But yeah. So the Uchihas pretty much let back, and the Uchihas are happy now. Someone's a little bit still pissed off and wants to commit a Kutokai, but this is where Fukaku tells them they don't need to do that, and the Uchihas reluctantly agrees and says, you're right. We can just go back to the village and don't give a damn and let it go for now. For now. But pretty much Danzo lets the Uchihas back in. This is where he goes to Kushina and asks her that can he train Naruto and make him strong. Now, of course, Kushina is saying no, that she doesn't want her son to, become a weapon to be used for wrong reasons. Which Danzo says, "Oh no, no, Kushina, I'm not trying to use him for a weapon. I'm trying to make him be strong, so one day he can become the next Hokage. And I just want him to be, prepared because, you know, I have got information that a secret group is coming to try to take the Cherokees, which we're gonna say the Koski attacked a little bit early. Nah, let's take that back. Yeah, we're gonna say the Koski have already formed a group, so they already have their members much earlier in the usual. So yeah, and pretty much this is where Danzo let Kushina know, and Kushina is terrified. Well, scared but not scared, knowing that her son can do things by himself, but also scared that he's not strong enough. So this is where she agrees, and Danzo's saying, of course, he won't be used for anything else. Which Danzo is thinking in his head, saying, I'm gonna make him the perfect weapon. Now, of course, this is where Naruto is going with Danzo. He's gonna train with Danzo about a year. A year. Yeah. I say about a year because about 5 years, if I'm correct, that will make him 17 because I want to start the anime there. Yeah. So Danzo will be training Naruto for 5 years, but this is where Danzo will, of course, will take Naruto in, and this is where Naruto Danzo will basically take a knee and say, "Hi, Naruto. I'm I'm your uncle Danzo, and I'm gonna be training you to be strong." Which Naruto is saying, "Oh, so you're gonna make me strong, just like my father?" Which Danzo says, "Of course, you're gonna be the perfect Uchiha. You're gonna be a perfect Uchiha." Which Naruto is excited because he knows his mom and dad, and knows that his dad was a Hokage. Now, this is where, of course, the time years will stop. Now, we're gonna say for about the first year, Naruto starts his training with Almu ninjas, and he's heroically handling himself. Being with Susui Uchiha. We're gonna say Susui is in Almu, and also Itachi at the time, and and we're gonna say Naruto is the youngest Almu, but of course he keeps a secret from his mom because Danzo said not to say anything. And pretty much Naruto starts training with Shisui and Itachi, getting a visual prowess and stuff. And this is where Danzo is asking how's Naruto training going to Shisui. But Shisui says, "Oh, it's going good," but he haven't unlocked his Sharingan yet. Which Danzo starts to think like, "Oh, he's a defected one." But we're gonna change that. Which he's gonna go to a Orochimaru because since Danzo is a Hokage, he can have more options. And plus, he's still working with Orochimaru. And we're gonna say Orochimaru at the time is not with the Akatsuki, so yeah. This is where of course he goes contact Orochimaru and pretty much sends him a letter. Oh well, we're gonna say he has a meeting with Orochimaru and pretty much talks to Orochimaru and says, I need a favor from you, Orochimaru. Which Orochimaru pretty much says, "Oh, what is this favor?" And this is where Danzo say, "Do you have powerful Sharingan eyes that I can get?" Which, of course, Orochimaru is smiling and saying, "I do, but I want a favor. I want to have a set of something, or I want something from you." Which Danzo says, "Well, what is it you want?" Which Orochimaru smiles and says, "I want some DNA of Uchiha. Do you think you can get me a body of Uchiha that I can have of my own?" Which, of course, Danzo is thinking and saying, "Yeah, I can make that happen." Which, of course, this is where which Orochimaru says, "Huh, okay, we can make this happen then. I have these eyes, and it's quite rare Uchiha eyes." At which Danzo says, "What are they?" Which this is where Orochimaru says, "There's Madara eyes, Sharingan eyes." Which, of course, Danzo is wide-eyed and saying, "What? Madara's eyes? How can you?" Which we're gonna say, uh, Orochimaru has an extra pair, or you could say had DNA of Madara and was just forming his eyes because he couldn't really form his full body. So yeah, he pretty much says he has an eye. He has uh Madara's eyes, which Danzo says you got yourself a deal. Now, of course, this is where Naruto gets, well, gets, we're gonna say drugged and pretty much get his body modified. Now, we're gonna say Naruto is going to get an enhancement and chakra boost because we're gonna say since Madara, it's Madara eyes and Madara eyes can go evolve up to the running line. Well, Sharingan eyes can go up to the running line. But we're gonna say Naruto's gonna start slow, but he's gonna have Madara eyes, and I'm gonna do my more research about Madara in part two. But we're gonna already know like some abilities, like he can put people under genjutsu, and I think he can like make fake his own death. He can like I think kind of fake his own death and then reappear someone else and drop down meteors and stuff. Yeah, he can drop down meteors. Yeah, I remember. But let's continue. Pretty much, yeah. Oh yeah, Madara did unlock his ribcage in an early state. But let's continue. Pretty much, yeah, Naruto will basically be knocked out. Or you say knocked out, and then he'll be drugged and stuff, be given like more enhancement and stuff, and to get his training push, and he will get more chakra. Like the QB chakra is, gonna help him out. And I know he's a Uzumaki that has a chakra bust, but he's gonna get a more chakra, so he's gonna be more busted. You could say. Now, because when you have the runner gun, it'd be hard to use. But let's continue. Pretty much, Naruto is waking back up and he's in his bed trying to figure out what the hell happened. Which Danzo's saying, "Are you okay, Naruto?" Which Naruto says, "Yeah. All I remember is we was eating and I passed out." Which, of course, Danzo says, "I had to put a lot of drugs to knock him out." Which he's basically referring that the drugs, a paralyzing drug or a drug that knocks someone out, it had to take him like let's say like 10 doses to knock Naruto out. So yeah, no poison going to really be hitting him unless you have 10 liters of poison to hit Naruto down with. But let's continue. Pretty much Naruto will pretty much wake up and talk with Naruto and stuff, and they will complete their training for. Now we're gonna say for about 3 years. This will with Naruto. No, I'll say about like after that day, Naruto start training with Shisui and Itachi, and this is where he unlocks his Sharingan. Now, of course, Naruto gets to go out and stuff, and everything happens as usual. But he's just in the compound training with Danzo and Itachi and Shisui. But we're gonna say, yeah, Naruto pretty much changed with Itachi and Shisui for the remember couple years. But we're gonna say the Uchiha massacre doesn't happen, but it happens a little bit different. Now we're gonna say like about 30. We're gonna say there's a lot of Uchihas, like about like 50. Now we're gonna say 30 of them pretty much still wanted to do like cause the Kuta cause. I mean, the do the thing and start a civil war inside the Leaf Village because they still can't let go of that hatred, which Fukaku was trying to calm him down, but they're saying no, we don't care. We're back in the Leaf. We still want to do this shit. Now, of course, this is where Danzo hears like a word of this and begins to start smiling and saying, "This is the perfect time to use someone as a scapegoat." Which Itachi is going to be the guy. I can't have Shisui or anyone else. It's just going to be Itachi. Now, of course, this is where Shisui is about to like we're gonna say Shisui supposed to do it to Fukaku, but since Fukaku is against it, Shisui don't have to use his technique. So we're just gonna continue. Pretty much, Fugaku has nothing to do, and this is where Danzo says that you have to do this, or we're gonna have a civil war. And Itachi loved the Leaf Village and also the rest is Uchiha and his brother because he's saying if it be a civil war, all Uchihas were going to get in trouble. It doesn't matter if it's just dirty Uchihas. Now this is where, of course, Itachi tells his I'm gonna say yeah. Of course, Itachi tells his brother. Well, he's gonna tell his how can I say his father, his mother goodbye, and so say he's loves him. Doesn't tell his brother, and pretty much tells his wife because we're gonna say he tied the knot and you know have his love interest and says goodbye. Now this is where he does the massacre and everything happens the same. Sasuke pretty much we're gonna say as he's going home he goes to the compound to see if like we're gonna say Uchiha, who was about to correct the Kantaka, stay there, and pretty much sees it's empty, and he sees Itachi, and that happens the same. So Naruto will have that demeanor and still have that, for revenge shit. Now we're gonna say after those years, Shisui training Naruto and stuff, because Shisui doesn't need to get his eyes taken away, and Danzo pretty much took one body out of that whole dirty Uchihas and gave one to Orochimaru, and this took the rest of the Sharingan eyes. Now we're gonna do the remaining of the years, and Naruto pretty much did missions, did secret missions, training and stuff, and yeah, and got his 3 Tomoe Sharingan. Now this is where we have a 17 years old Naruto. Now this Naruto will basically be let's say 16. This 16-year-old Naruto is pretty much is about to go to the academy. Well, pretty much is finishing up an academy and about to go to the graduation because we're gonna say Naruto passed, and the Naruto and Kurama and Naruto pretty much have been talking to each other due to those trading with Shisui and been you know making a link together. So Kurama won't be interfering with his chakra thing when he does the shadow clone test. Now, of course, this is where Mitsuki used someone else as a king pig, and Naruto pretty much is. We're gonna say, yeah, Mitsuki used someone else as a guinea pig, and Naruto pretty much is walking home at night after eating like we're gonna say like 5 bowls of Ichi ramen. Pretty much holding his stomach, saying, "I know I can eat more of that." But I didn't want to run him out of business, which this is where he sees a kid holding a scroll and say, "What the hell are you doing?" Which Naruto says, "What are you doing with that scroll?" Which the kid pretty much spilled the whole beans in, which Naruto tells him to beat it and go home. Now, of course, this is where Naruto hold pretty much taking the scroll and pretty much opens it up and reads what's inside, and he learns the multi shadow clone jutsu, and we're gonna say he learns the flying Raijin. Now, of course, this is where he's going to take the scroll back and give it to Hiruzen and say he's going to go after Mitsuki because Mitsuki is pretty much betraying the village. Which Danto says, "Oh, I want you to do something else. I want you to execute him." Which Naruto listened to Danzo because Danzo is kind of like a father figure to Naruto and kind of did his corruption influence. And yeah, but pretty much Naruto goes to find where's Mitsuki at, and pretty much sees a Ruku Sensei still in the cannon, gets attacked, and is pretty much injured. Which Naruto says, "Ruku Sensei." This is where, of course, Naruto gets in a pissed off mood and starts to transform. Not transform into a complete wolf, but we're gonna say transform into a false state, and we're gonna say he begins to have sharp claws and stuff, and we're gonna say his ears get a little bit pointier, and his teeth get sharpened and stuff, and we're gonna say a little bit of his whiskers starts to turn into fur, like not fur, but his whiskers starts to get a little bit longer, and he starts to grow fur on his arm a little bit. Now, of course, this is where he summons a lot more clones and just straight up demolish him. Like, how can I say, the wolves ate him apart. Naruto ate him apart. He ate flesh. He ate him and left nothing but a bone. Now, of course, this is where Ruka is screaming and stuff. I mean, not Ruka, but Mizuki screaming in horror and saying and screaming to death. Now, of course, this is where Aruka is waking back up because he was knocked out after losing some blood. Which this is where Naruto have Aruka laying up a tree, asking if he's alright. Which, of course, Aruka says he's alright and earns Naruto earns Aruka respect a little bit more, a lot more. It gets Aruka's headband. Now, yeah. After that, pretty much the next day, goes in the classroom and Naruto is pretty much sitting with Sasuke, which Sasuke and Naruto are still friends, but Sasuke is a little bit in his same usual emo self, but he's more talkative. He's a little bit more talkative to Naruto, but no one else. He doesn't fuck with him. He doesn't care. He's just cool with Naruto because he's a good rival buddy, and also he's a good training partner and a good friend. Now, let's go. Yeah. After that, this is where the instructor comes in and start assigning all the teams. Now, for Team 7, it will be Sasuke Uchiha, Naruto Uzumaki, and Tenten. I don't know what's her last name, so we're just gonna say Tenten. Pretty much, yeah. And this will be the team. Now, of course, this is where they start waiting for the instructor. And Naruto, this is where Naruto is pretty much, not doing no prank on Kakashi because he's not a prankster, but he's a playful, kind person. But he been taught how to do respect and stuff by his mother and how to behave. So yeah, this is where of course Naruto is just chilling and waiting. Pretty much just waiting while he's pretty much talking to Sasuke and asks him if what he's going to do after he becomes a Jonin, which he pretty much says that he's going to get strong and kill a certain someone, which Naruto knows what he mean, and he knows it's Itachi. Now, pretty much, this is where Naruto is going to talk to Tenten to try to get to know Tenten, which Tenten, is talkative and, talks to Naruto, says that she can summon blades and stuff, which Naruto say, oh wow, cool, so you can summon nunchucks and stuff, which she says, yeah, I can summon weapons, or I can make them, fly towards enemies and stuff, which Naruto is, a sight, amazed by it, say, well, can you show me? If we're gonna have to fight a tractor with, she says, yeah, I can show you true tricks, being a show off. Now, this is where, of course, Kakashi comes in and says hello, and which, everybody says hello. He says meet up on the rooftop. Now, this is where everybody explained their whole thing, and Naruto says he wants to be the strongest Uchiha, well, the strongest Uzumaki, but also to represent the Uchiha and Uzumaki, because, his father was a Uchiha, and he wants to become the next Hokage, believe it. Now, of course, Sasuke says his same thing, but Tenten's, I don't know what Tenten's gonna be. Actually, yeah, she wants to be the best weapons. Yeah, she wants to master all the weapons. She wants to be a great Konoshi one day and to master all weapons. Which Naruto smiles and says, "Huh, neat." Now, of course, this is Kakashi says all his stuff, and he smiles and says, "Okay, well, tomorrow meet me at the bell test. Don't eat, and oh yeah, don't eat." Which everybody agrees. It's not for Naruto. He's gonna eat because he doesn't give a damn. No one's not gonna stop him eating his food. But yeah, the next day comes. Naruto's pretty much walking, eating food, and he pretty much throws the bone at in the trash can and starts waiting for Kakashi. Now, of course, this is where Kakashi comes late as usual to say sorry. He was lost in the road of life, and all of them make the face. Now, this is where they're all at the field, and Kakashi pretty much brings out two bells and pretty much explains what they have to do. And if they don't get it, they automatically fail and they have to get sent back to Academy. Which, all of them are shocked. Except for Naruto. He believed. he's cocky and he talks his shit and he knows he can beat Kakashi, so he's not scared. Now this is where, of course, Kakashi say 3, 2, 1, go, and Sasuke and Tenten jumps in the bushes. Now this is where, of course, Naruto charge. We're gonna say blitzes Kakashi, starts running forward. Now this is where he pulls out a blade from the back of his, because we're gonna say Susui got that influence on him to like have a blade on his back, and he pulls out a short blade and slash down at Kakashi, which Kakashi like barely dodges Naruto's attack due to Naruto's very fast speed, like very fast speed, faster than I can see. You could say faster than I. Well, you could say, or faster than Cheater. You could say. Now this is where Kakashi dodges and Naruto slices into a tree, and he pretty much have his claw, well, pretty much like a golden knife, and pretty much sharp, sharpen his claws and try to scratch Kakashi, which Kakashi pretty much dodges again and saying, "Huh, you're fast." Which this is where Naruto pretty much pulls out the knife out the tree and pretty much starts to keep like you could say barraging or barraging Kakashi. Now this is where Kakashi is still dodging until Naruto pretty much stops and does a slide kick and kicks Kakashi off his feet and pretty much punches before Kakashi can fall, punches him in his stomach, sending Kakashi flying to a tree. Now, of course, this is where Kakashi hits the tree and coughs up a little bit of blood and saying, "That damn hurts." In which he says, "Well, look like it's time to go seriously." And he pulls out his Sharingan. Now, this is where Kakashi is, you could say, going in his serious state. Now, this is where Naruto realized the whole demeanor change, and this is where he says, "Oh, so you have a Sharingan? I didn't know." Which this is where he activated his Sharingan, his Tomoe Sharingan. Now, this is where Kakashi is saying, "Well, I'm not surprised by that. Minato had a Sharingan, and now his son has a Sharingan too? Huh. He slowly is looking like Minato, which he's pretty much kind of like seeing a little bit of resemblance of Naruto. Now this is where Naruto, of course, charges at Kakashi and pretty much is, we're gonna say, whooping Kakashi ass a little bit, which Kakashi throws a punch and he shoots a fireball at Naruto. Now this is where we're gonna say Naruto has a wind release. He has a wind release, and I mean his two chakra niches is going to be wind release and we're gonna say fire release due to him being an Uchiha, and he's gonna have water release. Yeah, actually, not earth release. Yeah, earth release. Yeah, pretty much. This is where Naruto will pretty much stump on the ground and pretty much lift up the earth wall. Actually, no, he would do a hand seal and pretty much say earth jutsu, earth wall, which pretty much the fireball hits the earth and destroys the wall, but you know cancels out. Now this is where Kakashi pretty much is impressed that Naruto pretty much blocked that and see Naruto pretty much running in for pretty much sees him running through the smoke and very fast punches Kakashi in the face. Now Kakashi gets punched in the face and Naruto pretty much goes again to punch Kakashi in the face again and it pretty much is now barrages him. Now of course this is where Naruto kicks Kakashi down to the ground and Kakashi is about to get back up until Tenten uh, drops down a giant ball. We're gonna say a giant ball with spikes on it, which Kakashi barely dodged. Which Sasuke comes in and he shoots two fireballs at Kakashi, which Kakashi dodged one, but gets hit by the second one and hits the ground. Now, of course, this is where Kakashi is very tired and very have a lot of chakra drainage, so he can't barely get up until Naruto pretty much punch him in his face again and grabs the bells at the same time, sending Kakashi flying to the water. Now, this is where Naruto gives one bell to Sasuke and slices the bell to give the other bell to Tenten, which this is where Kakashi says they pass. Now, this is where, of course, the whole team is happy and Kakashi said it's time to uh, let's all go to bed and come back tomorrow to start doing missions. Now this is part one of what if Naruto was a werewolf slash Uchiha. If y'all like, leave a like, comment it, do all that stuff. If y'all want me to change up the story and give Naruto, a different eye, then I could do that. If y'all want Naruto to have like the werewolf gene to be a Kenkai instead of that, then I could do that. But other than that, I'm Keishan Chia. Thanks for watching and peace out.
It looks like you lost another one.